Hey, everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com with the third part of object-oriented programming in Go. Okay, so we've divided these two types, these two structs. Problem is they don't have any functions I can run. I'd like them to have functions. So when you want to define a function, I want them to both have a function called greet that allows them to say hello. So the way that works is you just define a function, just separate from the struct. So basically I would do func like a normal. So func meaning I want to make a function. The only difference is that instead of doing the name next, I would put in a parentheses, and this parentheses is called the receiver. That means I'm saying there's a particular type that this function will be associated with. So basically you have to use it through dot notation on a variable of that type. So first we're going to do a human. So we have to do this first name a parameter to that replaces sort of the human who will be using this. So I'm going to do h for that variable. So it's just a parameter. And that h is going to be of type human. So the assumption is this function will be attached to a human. Okay, and then we're going to call it greet. It's the name of the function. No parameters. And all it's going to do is we're going to print hello, I am, and then plus, and then we'll say h, the human who will use it, and and it'll access their name property. And we know humans have a name property because in the struct human, there's a name property. So the Go compiler will check, okay, well, this is supposed to be a human who's using this. Do humans have a name property? And if not, it'll throw you a compile time error. So that's that. Now let's just run that real quick. So I'm going to delete this print Alex and say alex.greet because Alex is a human. So he should be able to use the greet function now because we say that humans receive this greet function. So if we run that, okay, so see, hello, I am Alex. It works because now the h becomes Alex. It becomes hello, I am Alex.name. Now I wonder if this will work with Zod. So let's try it with Zod, who's an alien.greet. So now if I run this, I get a compile time error because aliens don't have a greet function. So then what I need to do is redefine the function again. Okay, so h human. So this is going to be now alien. So we'll say alien. So we're going to use the same function name. We're just redefining it with a different type greet, and then we'll say hello a.name. Okay, now if I run that code again, Zod should now be able to use the greet function. Cool. And so in this case, I could define all these functions that get used by these specific types. And it becomes working a lot more like a class with properties and functions. But where this truly becomes kind of really useful will be with interfaces, which we'll do in the coming videos and show you kind of how interfaces allow us to do some interesting stuff that still allows us to kind of keep a strict typing atmosphere, yet be able to kind of bundle different structs so we don't have to define certain functions 50 times. So I'm defining this twice, but it'll save me some time elsewhere when I define functions that take the type as an argument. But I don't want to get too far into the weeds on that. So the main takeaway here is that all I have to do is define a function, and then right before I name the function, I can put in this receiver argument to define whether this particular function is attached to a particular type that I defined as a struct. Okay, so we now know structs to define a bunch of properties, and we know how to attach functions to those types. So for the most part, you can pretty much do what you would normally do with classes, but there are some more fun things we can do once we get a little bit more advanced. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.